So we're currently in Vietnam. We're finally back in Southeast Asia. We're actually in Southeast Asia for the next 3 weeks. We're doing a week in 3 different countries. We're starting in Vietnam, then a week in Cambodia, then a week in Bali. We're actually here for Jack's birthday, so I booked this as a surprise because it's his 30th birthday tomorrow. Between the 3 countries, we're actually seeing 11 different locations in total, so I'm hoping I should have at least 1 vlog from each place. So we're in our first location now, which is Hanoi in Vietnam. We arrived here late last night between around 8 and 9 p.m. in our hotel. We're staying in the old quarter, and the plan was to get here late last night and go to bed to kind of get over the jet lag after the really long travel day. I think door to door it took us around 22 hours to get from home to here, but we did actually arrive here and need to have dinner, and the people at the hotel said that there are night markets on right now for Lunar New Year, so we headed there to have a little bit of a look around. It was mostly clothes stores, but we did end up going into a Vietnamese restaurant and having some amazing food. I'll insert some clips in a minute. I didn't film loads because obviously really long travel day. We literally were still in our travel clothes, popped out, had some dinner and came back. I will also insert a room tour. We're staying in San Hanoi Hotel in the old quarter. Probably won't take the room tour now because there is stuff everywhere and we have already slept in the bed overnight, but I'll wait for them to clean it and then I'll insert the room tour from whenever I take it. It is later in the day now and I have just gone around and given it a quick tidy up. This is the first hotel of 9 hotels we're staying in over the next 3 weeks. I booked them all through booking.com because they all had free cancellation, which gave me a bit of time to change my mind if I needed to. But I didn't actually, so didn't really need it. I did think it was going to be a bit bigger. It looked a bit bigger in the pictures online, but really it has everything we could need. So here's the door. Straight opposite the door we have the bathroom, got a mirror straight on there, shower in the corner, toilet there, sink and storage under the sink, hairdryer over here and fresh towels. They have cleaned the room for us already. Then as you come round, we've got the double bed, bedside cabinets and a lamp. Got a little desk area over here, tea, coffee station, some snacks. Telly built in on the wall. See, I have had a little tidy up. I zipped up the suitcases, but actually when we landed we noticed one of our suitcases was broken. I was so stressed about the connecting flight. We connected through Bangkok and I was thinking the luggage wouldn't arrive, but it has arrived. It connected safely, but we do have a broken suitcase and 7 more flights. I'm really not sure if we should just buy a new suitcase while we're out here really cheap or just see how it gets on. Jack has suggested maybe getting it wrapped. You know, when you can get them wrapped at the airport in like plastic wrap. So yeah, I'm not sure about that because I don't think that's going to last 7 more flights, but leave a comment down below if you think it will last. Then on the wall over here we have sliding wardrobes. I actually have unpacked a couple of things this time, even though we're only here for 3 nights. We've got safe. It's a very old-fashioned manual safe, which I find quite funny. And then there's some robes hidden down there, which we haven't used. So we're only here for 3 nights in total. So we were here last night, but obviously didn't get here till night time. We're here tonight and then 1 more night. Today we have a full day exploring Hanoi, and then tomorrow we have a full day Halong Bay tour. So that should be a separate vlog. We need to head down and have breakfast now. We have breakfast included in our stay. I think all of the hotels I booked across the 3 weeks, we have 9 hotels, but I think every hotel includes breakfast, which is great.
Our first stop of the day was the very iconic Hanoi train street, which was just a 3-minute walk away from our hotel. Even though the train passes through a big part of the town, Hanoi train street is where it is most narrow for about 100 metres, with the safety line just 20 centimetres away from the houses. You can no longer just walk onto train street, but if you wait by the barriers, there are many locals offering to take you to their cafe. The security guard will then allow this. Make sure you check the train schedule before coming so you aren't waiting for hours for a train to pass, but just know they aren't always on time.
So we've had to come back to the room to put more layers on. I have put every layer I can find on because it is about 10 degrees out there right now. I think it's just luck of the draw because when I booked this, it said the best time to go to Vietnam is around this time because it's not wet season. However, it is obviously a bit colder because we're in North Vietnam in Hanoi right now, and it's actually really warm in Hoi An and Ho Chi Minh City and in Cambodia and Bali. And it was also warm, like in the 20s here last week, and it's going to be up to 28 next week. So we're just unlucky that the 2 days we're here it's quite chilly. So we've pretty much packed for hot weather for 3 weeks. Luckily we also last minute both packed windbreaker like packer matchings. They're quite thin. Hopefully this is going to keep the wind and the cold off, but if not, it seems everyone has bought the like knockoff North Face coats in the market.
Our second stop of the day was a little more morbid, but something we really wanted to see and was really eye-opening. This was Hoa La Prison. The name Hoa La refers to a potter's kiln, but loosely translates to Hell's Hole or Fiery Furnace, and it was ironically named Hanoi Hilton by US prisoners of war during the Vietnam-America War. Most exhibits relate to the prison's use up to the mid-1950s, focusing on the Vietnamese struggle for independence from France, but there are also displays focusing on the American pilots who were imprisoned during the war.
Update, I did get a new coat. It cost the equivalent of nearly £13, and everyone walking around Hanoi has got North Face jackets on, literally the same as this, but it's made such a difference. I was okay with my pack and mac on, but this is so much better, and I was worried about tomorrow, like being cold on the boat, so solved the problem. Jack now wants to get one as well. We've come to An Coffee, but it's also called An Bread and Cafe, so it's really hard to find on the map, but on the front it says An Coffee, and apparently they do really good sandwiches, so they have really good reviews, so we thought we'd come here, and then I think we're going to head to the water puppet show, which is by the river, and maybe one of the temples, and then I think we'll head back. Jack really wants to have a massage.
After the show, we headed to the temple opposite the theatre that sits on Jade Island in the centre of Huang Kem Lake, known as the Lake of the Returned Sword. This is Ngoc Son Temple, meaning Temple of the Jade Mountain, and is Hanoi's most visited temple. The main area consists of 2 temple buildings next to each other, one used to display the preserved bodies of 2 large soft-shell turtles that used to live in the lake. The turtles are considered sacred creatures that symbolise longevity, wisdom and good fortune. And finally, we headed to the Instagram famous coffee shop, the Ngoc Coffee, which is facing Huang Kem Lake. The coffee shop has 4 floors with walls, tables, chairs, stairs, ceilings and even window frames covered with hundreds of thousands of sticky notes written in all different languages from travellers all over the world. And this is where I got to try my first ever egg coffee.
It smells like custard. Can you see it? So So it's just gone 6 p.m. now. We have come back to the room for a little bit. Well, actually, Jack has popped out for a massage. He should be gone for about an hour. Even though we're here for 3 nights, one night was last night and we got here super late. Today is our day in the city, and tomorrow we have our full day Halong Bay cruise. So really today was our only day in the city. We will head back out later on once Jack is back for dinner, but we've done all the main sites now that we wanted to see. Obviously can't see everything in just 24 hours, but we've definitely got a good insight to what the city is like and seen a few different things. The food is absolutely phenomenal. It has lived up to every single hype. I'm really trying to try some of the different traditional Vietnamese food. So last night I had my first ever chicken noodle soup, which was so nice and so different to what I expected. Today I tried my first Vietnamese sandwich, which honestly probably best sandwich I've ever had ever. I did also try the traditional egg coffee, which also tasted nothing like I expected and was so good. It is literally just like custard in a mug. So far we have loved Hanoi. It is a lot more built up than I thought it would be. The roads are quite chaotic, but really that's the case with most cities we've been to, like Bangkok. Marrakesh was chaotic. Manila was chaotic, a lot of beeping, a lot of sound. I definitely recommend all of the things we've done today. I think the water puppet show, it might not make much sense because obviously we don't speak Vietnamese, so you kind of have to just guess what's going on, but it was honestly so impressive. The way they control the puppets and also the singing and the instruments, so cool. And I guess if you've been walking around Hanoi all day and need a little bit of a break, a little bit of a sit down, that is a great place to go. As per usual, we have got eSIMs with Air Arlo. I'll leave the link in the description below. The signal has been phenomenal. In fact, I think my signal out here in Vietnam is better than my signal in London and the UK. Definitely worth checking them out because it saves you having to go and get a physical SIM and swap them out. With this, you can just swap between all of your eSIMs, which is so handy. We ended up heading back to the night markets we were at last night, and then by chance ended up by Pub Street, which was really crazy. It was really packed, loads going on, so many people. We did end up buying Jack a North Face jacket, but we also got one for my mum because she saw a picture that we sent her of me in the white jacket, and I was telling her that it's got a detachable hood and zip pockets and that I was so impressed with it for £13, and she was like, can you please get me one, because they're actually heading to Vietnam next year on a cruise at about the same time of year, and she wants to be more prepared than we were, so now we've got matching coats. Little bit of a drama though, which I haven't shown on camera and I don't have any footage or photos, but when Jack was on his way back from his massage, he actually texted me like, don't panic, but I've had a major allergic reaction. And honestly, I was telling myself not to panic, but when I saw his face, I have never seen anything like it. He literally like could not see out of his eyes. His eyes were basically shut. It looked like he'd been beaten up. He still has very swollen eyes. He had a really swollen lip. We haven't quite figured out what caused it. Obviously, when you have like a back massage, you lay on your face, and he was laying at an awkward position. He's had to take antihistamine, and it's his birthday in the morning. Well, it's actually his birthday in an hour or so. And yeah, he's got a swollen face for his 30th birthday, so not ideal. Anyway, I'm going to end the vlog here. One thing I didn't mention earlier, well, I did say that it is quite chaotic. The roads are super busy. Basically, there are pavements everywhere, but there are so many motorbikes, mopeds, that they're all parked on the pavement, so you can't really walk on them. So you do kind of have to walk through the roads, either side of the road, and there's mopeds and cars going up and down, beeping everyone. Just one thing to be very wary of, the roads are scary. It is so hard to cross the roads. You have to have your wits about you the whole time. On the odd chance that there's anyone watching this thinking they'll bring a small child, just be very aware, it is chaos. So the next vlog will be from our full day at Halong Bay tomorrow. Fingers crossed it is not freezing cold. cold, but at least we both have coats now. And then after tomorrow, we're heading to Hoi An, and from there we also have a trip to Da Nang, which is Banar Hills. Then we go to Ho Chi Minh City, then we go to Cambodia and we're going to Siem Reap, Phnom Penh and Koh Rong. And then we're going to Bali, to Ubud, Uluwatu and also to Nusa Penida. So loads of vlogs coming.